Truman Lake Fishing Intel.com presents your latest Truman Lake Fishing Intel Expert Roundtable. Truman Lake Fishing Intel.com is your premier resource for up-to-date expert fishing reports and videos to help you find the fish faster and become a better Truman angler. Multi-species coverage includes crappie, catfish, bass, hybrids, and more. View this month's full episode roundtable exclusively at TrumanLakeFishingIntel.com. This month's roundtable is brought to you by Anglers Port Marine. Whether you're a first-time boat owner or a seasoned professional, Anglers Port Marine has an option for you. Conveniently located between Clinton and Warsaw on 7 Highway, stop on in to view top industry boat brands including Phoenix, Lowe, and Camus boats. With their award-winning sales and service, Anglers Port Marine has you covered. Call 660-438-4600 or learn more at anglersportmarine.com. Just another nightly rental. Owned by David and Gina Townsend, this lake area property located at 32640 Highway 43 in Warsaw is perfect for your next lake getaway. Sleeping up to 8, this home is located conveniently within a short drive to boat ramps on both Truman and Lake of the Ozarks. Weekly discounted rates are available and a welcome meal is provided if booked more than one night. Call now to book your stay, 660-287-7615. Total Auto Repair, your go-to vehicle repair service in Clinton, Missouri. Located right across from City Hall, Total Auto Repair features a combined 62 years of auto repair experience. Master technicians for Ford, Chevy, and Toyota, and they have all ASE master certifications. Specialties include brakes, suspension, HVAC, electrical, drivetrain, and drivability. And a special discount is available for Truman Lake Fishing Intel members when you show them your premium account at the counter. Call 660-383-1136 to schedule your top-of-the-line vehicle service today. And now, let's start the show. All right, boys and girls, we are back again for another edition of the Truman Lake Fishing Intel Expert Roundtable. It's October 2023, right in the middle of the month. It is cooling down. It's feeling like deer hunting weather. And I've been out a couple times, seen 0 deer, but it's going to happen. But we took some time tonight to get together and shoot another roundtable for you guys. Before we get started, like we always say, thank you to our sponsors that help make these possible: Anglers Port Marine, When I Seafood, and just another crappie bait company, just another nightly rental, and just another catering company. David and Gina Townsend do all those things and provide a lot of great services. And Total Auto Repair, just great companies here locally, and we really appreciate them and appreciate these guys. I'm joined tonight on my far left by Jeff Falkenberry, Endless Season Guide Service, getting ready for duck season here real quick.
Coming up fast.
Coming up quick. We'll talk a little bit about that here a little later. Richard Bowling from Richard Bowling's Guide Service to my left. Kyler Beckman from Kyler's Guide Service.
Kyler Beckman's Guide
Service. And Sean Bowling.
Nobody else had that domain name, by the way, on the internet.
What's that?
Kyler Beckman's Guide Service.
Yeah. Nope. Not even Kyler Beckman.
Sure did.
So, anyway, great cast of guys here tonight. We're going to be talking bass fishing, crappie fishing, cat fishing, a little bit of hybrid wiper stuff, and we'll get right into it. You know, the outside temperatures are starting to cool down. We're seeing upper 60s, got a little warmer today into the 70s. Water temperature has dropped dramatically. Richard, let's start with you and just kind of talk about a little bit about what you've been seeing here recently, and then we'll get into what to look forward to here in a little bit.
What I've been seeing and doing is, the water temperature's starting to drop. I'm still fishing the main lake, the channel edges and the edges of the flats. But, 3 days ago, the water, I looked at my graph and it was 59 degrees in the morning. Mm-hmm. And I was chasing this channel edge and no wind, so I was out in the main lake. And then where a ditch went up to the bank, I started following that ditch and catching a lot of crappie. We did. And I caught a lot of fish up in 3 foot of water, and they're sitting right on the bottom. So, these fish are, a lot of fish in the creeks. Was in creeks today, me and Kyler, and in the mid to upper Grand.
Mm-hmm.
They're starting to move, but right now there's a lot of fish still on the main lake flat, or not the flats, the channel edges leading onto the flats. Depends on the wind. The wind, we got to play the winds. What I do, I don't like a lot of wind trying to put people on fish. So, a couple of days like this week, I've been in a major creek and catching them good. The first half of the creek for me. So, all the fish are in. Well, them fish were in 3 foot of water that day, 3 to 15 foot down, anywhere from 3 foot to 10 foot down.
Yeah, close to the bottom third, depending on where you're at.
If they're in 10 foot or less, they're toward the bottom, and if they're in 10 foot or more, they're only down about 9 feet.
Okay.
So, I know Sean's been catching them shallower than that where he's been fishing, and he's not far from where I'm at, but there's a little bit of difference there in the depth of the water where they're sitting. So, if you get up shallow, they're pretty much all in the mud. And I did pull onto I had Scott Wareham here from Clinton this morning, and one brush, it's not a brush pile, it's a stake bed. There's about 4 of them around. And this one in particular had about 15 fish in it, and he caught 8 in a row, and it's all dandies.
No kidding.
And the rest that was in there was equal size or bigger. And I went back to it again and reloaded, but they're starting to get real shallow, and the water dropping like it is going to get really, really good.
Now, on those stake beds, because you and I were talking about this a few days ago, were those, when you saw all those fish in there, were a lot of those up towards the top of that stake bed, or were they in it?
They were in it. Most of the time, the fish that's in a stake bed that you're going to make easy bite, is they're sitting on the top of it, right where the top of it is. These fish were down in it and toward the bottom, and so we'd put that bait in there and soak it. Just let it sit. Don't move it. Don't jiggle it. Just leave it sit. And man, you'd see them wiggling on the bottom, and one would come up. They kind of get fighting over it. The one that didn't get it would go right back down. So if you get that down there quick enough, get a hook on it or another minnow on, and right back in and catch everything on minnows. The next fish to bite.
Yeah,
it's pretty fast when you get in a pile of them like that.
So there was 15 in there, and you caught 8 of them. Were the other 7 just staying in there and not biting, or did they spook out?
No, they'd spook out, but you'd see them come back. And if they came back, a lot of them, in them stake beds, they may be in the middle of it or on the top of it. But when you drop back in, even the top fish might sit there and one from down below come and get it. And the water's kind of dingy, so if they want to eat, they know that bait's in front of them. They'll come and get it. And we used live minnows today. Everything we used was a live minnow. They stayed alive good. So a lot of fish in them beds.
When's your time to leave? Like you pull up on one of them stake beds and there's 5 fish in there, and you catch 2, and you can still see the other 3.
Man, I let the fish do the talking. You can read a fish, you can tell. You've done it long enough. And for the audience, we'll put in, and the fish comes up and looks, and they go back down.